Chosen one, this moment is not a coincidence. Your soul was drawn to this video because the heavens whispered the same message to you 7 times. The number 1617 didn't appear before your eyes for nothing, and the prayers of 33 prophets did not fall upon you by chance. You are one of the 144,000 chosen, and your presence here is a divine sign. This message was sent to awaken the secret that has been resting within your heart. What you are about to hear are not just words, but divine vibrations that will sink deep into your soul. If these words are touching you, leave your heart in the comments so the heavens can witness your testimony. Because when you write, another soul will awaken. Now prepare yourself, for this video will illuminate your path. Those who recognize the signs of God know that nothing is random. That's why your being here is already a miracle. The one you have chosen, put everything on hold right now and pay close attention. This is not a message for those who are easily discouraged. Just now, God has announced that you will not be able to wake up for several days. This is not a suggestion, rather, it is a command from God. For the sake of your own protection, you are currently being placed in a holy incubation, which is a spiritual lockdown. There is a violent shift occurring in the energies that surround you, and this pause is the only thing that is preventing you from falling into chaos. It is not a coincidence that you are currently seeing this. Because you are required to listen to this warning, God has purposefully brought you to this location. You are on the verge of enjoying a significant breakthrough in your life. However, the adversary is attempting to prevent you from succeeding. For all intents and purposes, this incubation serves as a shield, a fortress, and a preparation room. You are simply going to delay your destiny if you try to fight it, and you run the danger of losing everything instead. This needs to be done immediately. This should not be ignored. Over the next few days, it will appear as though nothing is taking place. It's possible that you'll feel trapped, immobilized, or even sleepy. On the other hand, this is your spirit being shielded from a storm that you are not yet able to sense. At this very moment, before you proceed any further, you should pause and do these 3 essential tasks. Click the like button right now. Join the army of those who have been selected, which is growing to 80,000 strong, by subscribing. In addition, if you want to send a significant cosmic signal that you are prepared to align with this divine plan, you should drop the number 99 in the comments section. Watching this video all the way through to the end is something you will do if you are genuinely selected. If you ignore this message or turn away from it, you run the danger of missing out on an opportunity. Be aware of this, however, for those who remain. The way you live your life will never be the same again. There is a mystery around this incubation, which is a gift. And once you come to, you will be unstoppable in your actions. Try not to blink. Try not to turn away. At this very moment, your protection, your breakthrough, and your destiny are all being sealed. Pay close attention. You are going to experience something that is quite unusual. It's not exhaustion from a long week that led to this. That is not exhaustion. It is not one of fatigue. This is a holy time for shutdown. There is a divine command that has been issued against your life. Moreover, God is advising your body to take a break. Nevertheless, this repose is not slumber. Suspension of the spirit is involved. Your nerve system is receiving a message from heaven that says, "Be still. I am performing surgery on your soul." You will soon feel a pull that no coffee, no urgency, and no calendar can fight. The world will not understand it, but the realm of heaven does, and you are entering holy ground. You may try to resist. You may try to keep moving. Your brain will whisper, "There's so much to do." But your spirit will shout louder, "Let go." God is about to put you in a sleep that feels like days because He's removing you from time, from pressure, from noise. This is not a pause. It's a preparation. And I need you to hear me clearly. This is not a sign of weakness, rather, it is a sign of wisdom and might. You are hearing God say, "I love you too much to allow you to continue pushing on broken legs." Take a seat. Reconstructing the foundation upon which your drive is built. A spiritual, otherworldly, and scientifically astonishing silence has been achieved here. Mainly due to the fact that when your physical systems become inactive, your spiritual systems become active. Your spirit will open up while you are sleeping, just when your eyes are closed. At this moment, you are about to enter a frequency that is associated with heaven. This is not interruption, rather, it is incubation. This place is where new ideas are conceived. On the contrary, you are not withdrawing from life. You are putting yourself in the hands of God. It would have taken you years to do what He is going to do in a matter of days. Your very bones will be able to sense it. The heaviness that comes from the weight of glory, rather than the tiredness that comes from being tired. You are going to set an alarm, but you are going to sleep through it. You will make an effort to stretch, but your body will end up giving in. It is not a case of laziness. The lockdown has begun. The holy lockdown has begun. An angelic presence has been dispatched by God to encircle your spirit and put an end to the noise. Because you are not yet prepared to view what He is still preparing behind the curtain, you are not permitted to wake up just yet. Whenever you make an effort to open your eyes, you will experience a sensation of your spirit tugging you back down. How come? Because He has not yet completed His work. In the hands of the Master, you are clay, and He is still shaping something out of you. At the cellular, neurological, and spiritual levels, you are undergoing a process of reprogramming. God is using your instincts to rewrite them. He is repairing trauma that could not be fixed through speech. The portions of you that had to become more rigid in order to survive are being softer by Him. No, this silence is not a kind of punishment. It is a form of defense. You are given permission to quit being the one who is strong. You've carried a lot, an excessive amount, and God has decided that enough is enough. A sleep like this is the anesthesia of heaven. There is a spiritual operation being performed on you. And when you try to move but are unable to, you shouldn't freak out. Thank you. Simply because this indicates that the operation is still being performed. Because God does not require your strength at this time. All that is required of you is to give in. Do not attempt to battle the silence. Experience it. Become a part of it. Rely on it to hold you. Due to your lack of speech, a significant development is taking place. But despite appearances, it is not a lonely place. The word is hiddenness. As you move away from individuals, platforms, and projects, God is drawing you away. To not punish you but to heal you in private is the goal here. Similar to a baby that is still in the womb. You have not been left behind. You are safe and sound. Although no one can see what is going on beneath the surface, you are definitely maturing. There is something about the silence. It is a holy thing. Isolation is a product of human activity. The process of incubation is divine. It is not God's intention for anyone to touch what He is constructing in you at this very now. There will be no interruptions, no outside voices, and no viewpoints. There is a holy void in which God can speak to you, and you will at long last be able to hear Him. It is possible that the world will believe that you are vanishing, but heaven knows that you are being delivered. For the sake of healing, you are veiled, since mending of this magnitude cannot take place in public. The place must be holy and secure at all times. Your absence is not being missed. At the same time as everyone else is rushing, posting, and panicking, you are brought in. You are enveloped in splendor entirely. They should be curious about where you went. Let them inquire about what took place. Mainly due to the fact that on your return, you won't just be back. You will have a fresh start. To be hidden is not to be rejected, rather, it is to be chosen. God conceals the things that are important to Him. In addition, He is concealing you at this very moment because He is getting ready to unveil something that the world is not yet prepared to see. You are receiving instructions to remain still despite the fact that everything around you is shaking. This world is really loud. The internet is a noisy place. Those anxieties are very audible. However, God's whisper is more audible. Chosen Archangel is not just a channel, it is a calling. Subscribe now, press like, and write a comment so together we can reach our 1,000 soul family. The upheaval that is occurring in the world is very real, and He is telling you to be still. Don't move. Let me fight for you. However, the peace that prevails within you is more potent. It is not necessary for you to run with them. As a result of the fact that God is accomplishing in calm what other people are working for in stress, you do not need to hustle like they do. There is no such thing as idleness. This is divine action that is unaffected by human intervention. In the midst of the world collapsing under the weight of performance, God is instructing you to find rest in the wings of His purpose. While you are doing nothing but breathing, He is re-establishing the balance of your neurological system, controlling your hormones, and rebuilding the chemical composition of your brain. It is not a case of inactivity. As a form of spiritual warfare, submission is the strategy. Be not envious of their speed. Believe in your pause. You are now engaged in a holy mission. The one who created the world, not the world itself, is the source of this. You will emerge victorious after everyone else has exhausted themselves. Mostly due to the fact that you were centered in God while they were going around in circles. Now, your strength lies in remaining still. Your life depends on your obedience. Also, you will move whenever He tells you to. Not even a single second earlier. You are currently moving into God's time frame, which means that you are leaving the schedule of man. You are not falling behind. Heaven is in charge of the situation, and you are being drawn into a place where time is irrelevant. Soon, you will pick up on it. Minutes seem to drag on for hours, while hours seem to fly by in a flash. How come? As a result of the fact that time comes under the control of God in this domain. Healing, alignment, and breakthrough are all things that you need. There is no longer any possibility of a delay on earth. There is no slowing down of your progress. Over the course of eternity, you are being relocated. In your body, God is reversing the damage that time has had on you. What He is doing is putting a stop to the wear and tear that life has inflicted. You, on the other hand, are being maintained by grace while others are aging under significant pressure. Cells are constantly regenerating in this environment. There is a return of energy. In both the spirit and the body, the wrinkles caused by stress are coming out. You are not merely taking a break. Timelessness is resetting you at this very moment. That, my friend, is a miracle in and of itself. It is impossible for the clock to measure. When your routine breaks down, you shouldn't freak out. When your body is no longer responding to alerts, you should not choose to oppose the flow. This is the realignment of the divine. He is arguing that what they refer to as delay, I refer to as design. You are going to emerge from this location with power that you did not truly acquire. Wisdom that you did not make an effort to acquire, and peace that cannot be disturbed. This is the realm that you are currently in. In this domain, miracles are first performed. Despite the fact that you believe you are not doing anything at this moment, heaven is taking care of everything. During the time when you are taking a break, closing your eyes, and stepping away from your list of things to accomplish, God is actually working in your financial situation. Angels are knocking down doors that you didn't have the ability to unlock with emails. Individuals who had forgotten about you are now recalling your name. The debts are being paid off. The connections are coming together. And now we come to the most revolutionary portion. You are not devoting any effort at all. In a moment, you will have the opportunity to feel what it is like to be blessed without experiencing burnout. The process of supply is being shown to you by God. Not by putting in countless hours of labor, but by showing grace. Instead of worrying, through worship is the way to go. The technique you employ is your rest. You are now the seed that you have sown. During the time that you are laying down in obedience, God is making arrangements for the inheritances, promotions, and relationships. In other words, He is moving the ground beneath your money. You put forth a lot of effort to earn every dollar. Until now, you have had a hard time maintaining your buoyancy. At this point in time, survival is not a priority. It is the time of year when supernatural supply is abundant. And because you worked even harder, you won't be able to see it when it happens. As a result of your compliance with the pause, you will be able to view it. What it means to be supported by favor is being demonstrated to you by God. Heaven never changed the fact that there are relationships that you have sobbed over, prayed over, and ultimately decided to give up on. God is healing hearts that have damaged you as you are participating in this beautiful calm. He has the ability to alter individuals in ways that you never imagined they would. It is also the case that he is doing this without you raising your voice, sending a text message, or pleading for reconciliation. How come? Mostly due to the fact that discussion is not usually the origin of healing. Occasionally, it begins with the act of consecration. Heaven is delivering clarity to those who are around you while you are peacefully resting. Friends from the past who were unable to comprehend your calling are being offered fresh perspectives. Your future is being revealed to members of your family who have only seen your shortcomings. It is possible to silence adversaries. Rewrites are being made to the connections. You didn't have to exert any effort to get any of it. Mainly due to the fact that while God conceals you, He also manages what is behind you. Refrain from making contact. Try not to chase. Avoid opening doors again. There is a repentance from God. The work is not yours to do. It belongs to Him. Believe in the procedure. Delegate the difficult tasks to Him. Because as you emerge from this period of rest, connections that were previously shattered will feel as though they have been reborn. Not because of what you did, but rather because of what He fixed in the pause between the two of them. To be honest, you are completely unaware of how old your soul has gotten. Not in terms of years, but in terms of wear. The trauma, the pressure, and the daily grind, they said. You become older as a result. The time was not just stolen by it. The energy was stolen. It caused a wrinkle to appear in your smile. It made your chuckle more resolute. But that is no longer the case, since the events that are taking place within this heavenly stillness are not merely internal. It is one of a kind. The signs and symptoms of survival are being reversed by it. It is He who is bringing back the gentleness of your soul. You'll feel younger, lighter, and brighter when you wake up. Once more, the clarity of your eyes will come through. Your posture will improve as a result. It will make your face glow. This is not because you went on vacation, rather, it is because you made contact with eternity. The waters of rejuvenation that do not exist in this world are washing over you as you are being washed. On a physiologic level, this is the equivalent of spiritual regeneration. The healing of your soul is catching up to the mending of your body. To add insult to injury, when people see you again, they will comment, "Something's different." They will be right, since it won't only be your skin that has changed. You will be the spirit of it. Peace will be carried by you, and it will make you shine. You will stroll with a sense of rest that will bring out your attractiveness. It is not a cosmetic matter. It's a cosmic phenomenon. It is heaven's hands that are remaking you right now. There has been a fight going on in your head. There is a constant loop of thoughts, fear, and racing thoughts that are like static in the backdrop of your existence. Nevertheless, during this divine shutdown, God is rebuilding your patterns, your reactions, and your beliefs by reaching into the neurological circuits that hold them. He is doing this throughout the entire process. The field of neurology is revered. It's not only that God is calming your own thoughts. You are undergoing a mental retraining. This inner critic decided to be quiet. Those panic buttons that you were unable to deactivate. Totally disconnected. those previous traumas that were removed from the replay reel. While you are sleeping and surrendering, God is working to heal your memories, reduce the intensity of your triggers, and release your wisdom. Suddenly, you will find yourself coming up with solutions that you had not before considered. Peace where you had before had panic, and clarity that did not result from your efforts. It resulted from having faith. Therapy is not what this is. It is a process of changes. Not only will you emerge from this rest feeling better, but you will also have a different way of thinking. A fresh mind, a new vision, and a new mental strength are all being given to you by God. Your click is not small, it is part of a movement. Help us reach 1,000 voices by subscribing, liking, and leaving your word of faith in the comments. What's even better is that you didn't try to force it. God is able to perform His most profound rewiring when we are still young enough to be worked on, which is why you received it. The moment you take this step, you are leaving the calendar of man and entering the realm of God. In this case, deadlines are not applicable. It is not the appointments that dominate you. By virtue of the fact that heaven does not operate according to a set schedule, the pressure that should have occurred by now is being relieved. Kairos provides the power. The perfect timing. The time is not late. It is not early for you. You are perfectly in line with His agenda. At this point, that is the only one that is significant. You have been struggling under the burden of time, watching birthdays passing by, comparing yourself to others, and having the impression that you are falling further and further behind. But the voice of God is hushed. It is not necessary for you to be in a rush, just as I am not. He is liberating Himself from the shackles of comparison, haste, and regretfulness. While others are in a state of panic, you will remain calm. You will relax while others are after you. Mostly due to the fact that God has brought you into a realm where time is not your adversary. It belonged to Him. Time is a subject to His authority in this sphere. What should have taken 10 years to accomplish can be accomplished in 10 days by Him. Quickly, He is able to retrieve what you have misplaced. He is able to assist you in wisdom, not in weariness. Because of this, you are no longer a captive of the clock. There is a covenant alignment in place for you. Allow this change to take root in the depths of your spirit. There is still plenty of time left for you. There is a pull that is pulling you into the fullness of it. Even though you might not be aware of it just yet, what is taking place in your body is not simply sleep. It is a crossover point. While your physical body is at rest here, your spirit is traveling across many dimensions. This is the moment when you are hauled before the throne room. In addition to gaining blueprints, you are also being shown secrets and provided downloads. What takes place when God desires to elevate your purpose is as described above. When you are in His presence, He will send your soul through a portal. Irrespective of whether or not you remember the dreams, you will experience the afterglow. When you wake up, you will have thoughts that are not from this planet. You'll experience clarity that you couldn't get from any book. This is due to the fact that your soul was walking with God while you were resting with Him. The epiphany was brought to you by your guide. You were encircled by the intelligence of the Holy Force. You must not have been unconscious. You were participating in communion. Prophets are manufactured in this manner. The birth of visionaries occurs in this manner. Not by exerting effort, but by submitting to the will of God. This rest is a form of access. It is a meeting in the spiritual realm where you will receive instructions for the next chapter of your life. It is not a lost cause. There is no lack of you. You are merely in a location that is beyond the scope of what the human eye can perceive. Moreover, you will not return without anything in your possession when you do so. Indeed, it will continue for several days, and possibly even longer. The depth of your sleep and the sense of disconnection you have from the typical pressures of life may first be a source of apprehension for you. Do not, however, be terrified. This is the work of the divine. Your body is going to shut down for a period of time that will allow God to perform what only He can do. Although you could have the impression that you have moved further away from reality, in actuality, you have moved closer to the truth. It's possible that your phone won't work. Your plans can be put on hold. It's possible that your objectives are still unfulfilled, but heaven is operating at a level that is so much higher than your previous rhythm that the pause will be well worth it. There will be no repercussions for you. If you had remained awake, you would have ended up getting sidetracked by distractions, decisions, and detours. However, you are being protected from these things. Don't move from where you are. The process of incubation is holy. Despite the fact that the days may seem to blend together and the world may continue to move, you are not missing anything. In point of fact, you come out ahead in every way. You are going to emerge from this experience with a new spine in your spirit, a new song in your breath, and a new fire in your eyes. May it continue for as long as God intends. When the incubation period is longer, the revelation is more significant. Believe that the time of your shift is perfect. You no longer have the typical desire for loudness. The interest you had in scrolling has disappeared. It is your attraction to people that is unconnected. In addition, this is not a coincidence. God is lowering the volume of the world so that He can increase the volume of His whisper coming from within your soul. You are not starting to become antisocial. There is a growing spirit sensitivity in you. You are recovering the ability to hear, but this time it is not through your ears but through your heart. The channel has been cleared out as a result of this shutdown. All of the background noise that caused you to question yourself, mistrust your next move, and compare your progress is being silenced by God. How come? The reason for this is that the directions for your upcoming season need silence. Neither of them are being yelled at. One is now downloading them. Additionally, you are unable to accept downloads while you are taking a break. Rather than being loud, heaven's voice is exact. And at this very moment, that voice is becoming more audible. You are not being neglected for each and every hour when you take a break. They are getting ready for you. Because your spirit is aligning itself with a higher frequency, you have noticed a decrease in the amount of energy you have for engaging in conversation, news, and entertainment. The words of a significant event are about to be spoken into your life. Additionally, it begins with a pause. This is not a natural occurrence that will take place during the following few days. This is not a rest. There will be no reset. Construction is taking place. The operation is a heavenly one. In the process of removing things from your heart that you were unaware were preventing you from receiving blessings, God is going into the secret systems of your heart. Doubt is being eliminated by Him. He is piecing together dreams that have been shattered. Courage is being transplanted into the place where fear once resided. The fact that your spirit is currently on the operating table of heaven is something that you are not aware of. Moreover, the instruments that God is employing are grace, love, mercy, and truth. It is He who is rewiring your default settings today. You will no longer default to fear, worry, hustle, or pleasing other people like you have in the past. Following the completion of this miraculous operation, your reflexes will be controlled by faith. You'll have a more clear mind. You will love more deeply. Because He is repairing your foundation, you will walk with a more upright posture. Don't be afraid of the inactivity. Your safety is at stake. Take your time with the process. It's therapeutic for you. Also, avoid getting up too early in the morning. Due to the fact that this kind of work does not take place throughout the day. This takes place in the deepest recesses of surrender. Wait for God to complete what He has begun. There is no sleep here. This is the process of changes. And once it's over, you'll never be the same again that you were before. Once you open your eyes, be sure they are open completely. The sensation of everything will be varied. It will reflect light that you haven't seen in years, and the mirror will do so. You will come across as having a calm authority, a presence of power, and a posture of peace that is not the result of reading books or receiving coaching. The heavenly rebirth was the source of it. There will be a change in the way you walk. There will be a change in the way you speak. Weight will be carried by you without any effort. It is because the version of you that others know is no longer present that they will not recognize you. As you enter these spaces, you will cause a change in the environment. How come? Because you have been in God's presence. Moreover, people who are in His presence for an extended period of time do not return the same. Throughout the Spirit, you have been undergoing construction. It is now clear that you are the personification of breakthrough. You will be able to speak with great wisdom. Your body will be blanketed by rest. Your presence alone will prophesy because God did not just release you from your rest. He reconstructed you. The strain and irritation that you have been experiencing as a result of not going forward, not launching, and not creating in the manner that you had anticipated by this point have been present. Permit me to tell you the truth, however. You are not being denied by God. He is making you more big. Our goal is clear, 1,000 voices united. Every subscriber, every like, every comment gets us closer. Stand with chosen Archangel today. He is not a slow person. The man is strategic. It is necessary for him to test your ability to handle additional responsibilities before he can give you additional work. This pause is a miraculous strength training opportunity. In areas that were previously weak, you are gaining strength throughout your body. Currently, God is putting you in a position of prominence before visibility. When it comes to exposure, He prioritizes depth. It is not possible for him to transfer you to the next level with shallow roots because he is aware of what is about to happen. We are not ignoring you in any way. You are undergoing extensive modifications. There are times when this expansion does not appear to be movement. There are times when it appears to be stillness. Just have faith in the fact that when God builds slowly, he builds to last. Your question has been, why not yet? However, the answer that heaven has for you is that I am ensuring that what comes after this does not break you. Your mind, your spirit, your limits, and your vision are all the things that God is strengthening. In reality, what appeared to be waiting was actually wiring. You are not in a stationary position. You are receiving covert support and assistance. It's not only that the next door is large. This is a godsend. Additionally, in order to go through it with serenity, you will use every last bit of your newfound endurance. Take this moment in time very seriously. Don't harbor any resentment toward it. Pay homage to it. During this wait, God is making preparations. Every single hour of silence serves as a blank slate. An additional layer of spiritual muscle is added with each and every moment of silence. When the time comes for you to relocate, you will come to the realization that you are not the same person who came into this season. There is more to it than simply waiting for a new level. You've evolved into someone who is capable of using it. Everyone else in the vicinity appears to be running ahead of you. Things like promotions, platforms, and applause are moving forward while you are not. However, what would happen if you were never included in their race? What would you do if God were to call you upward rather than just forward? What if the calm you are experiencing is not just a lack of sound but rather the sound of the altitude changing? This is not a state of stagnation. Separation is what this is. You are being elevated to a frequency where there are fewer people who are able to walk. There are some people who are unable to breathe where you are going since the air becomes thinner as you ascend higher. Why did he slow you down? Because of this. Is not to bring you down to earth, but rather to get your lungs ready for greater heights of grandeur. You are not falling behind. The training you are receiving is for life in thin air. Blending in was never intended for you to do. It was in your nature to disrupt the atmosphere. On the other hand, a call to higher consecration is presented along with that kind of power. God is teaching you how to breathe differently, boosting your standards, and improving your spiritual metabolism. He is also expanding your spiritual metabolism. The thing that appears to be a constraint is, in reality, refining. The training is more rigorous when the calling is at a higher level. Be not envious of their speed. Regard your elevated position. The Lord is not tardy. Your weight is being lifted by Him, 1 inch at a time, prayer by prayer, and surrender by surrender. And when you eventually get to see the view from where you are being transported, you will be grateful to Him for not allowing you to run with the crowd because you were never intended to compete with the many people. You have been selected to rise among the select few. Because you are not going to let them go, there are things in your life that God is going to terminate for you. Individuals, places, habits, mindsets. Even though you have outgrown them, you have continued to keep them because of fear, loyalty, or comfort. Therefore, in the love that He has for you, God is intervening to bring an end to the chapter that you were too emotionally attached to close on your own. It is a pain. You are going to experience confusion. Those things that were not even beneficial to you will be lost to you. Furthermore, this is not a problem because God is not simply severing relationships. He is severing the bonds of the soul. Through this process, He is removing the remnants of what was once perceived as identity but was in reality a limitation. What you are experiencing right now is not rejection, it is silence. Yes, that is a redirection. That door, according to Him, was not large enough. You are no longer a child. You will not be punished in any way. You will soon be released. There are instances when God must be the one to disappoint your commitment to other people in order to maintain your loyalty to Him. Neither an explanation nor a conclusion is being sought by Him. Because what comes after this cannot be constructed on emotional rubble, He is requesting that you believe Him. In the event that your hands are stuffed with pieces from the past, you will not be able to hold the future. Let Him handle it, then. Permit Him to clean up the space. Let Him remove the individuals who were only intended to be there for a limited time. The suffering that you are experiencing right now is not the end. Now is the time to start over with a blank slate. Additionally, I can assure you, Carl, that what He writes next will cause you to question why you ever attempted to remain in the same place. Since the beginning, you have consistently been the one who is dependable, the one who keeps everyone else together. Nevertheless, despite the fact that it is admirable, that power has come at a cost. You are now independent, guarded, and mute about your own requirements as a result of it. Moreover, God is removing that false armor from you at this very moment, not in order to expose you but in order to cure you. Instead of diminishing what appeared to be strength, He is actually deleting what was survival mode. Because there was no other option available to you, you learned to be strong. You did not request to carry that lot of weight. God, however, is removing the rough layers and getting to the true you, the tender you, the part of you that aches, that questions, and that yearns for softness once more. This is happening now that you are in His hands. The performance is not required of you here. There is no need for you to demonstrate anything to God. Even if you disintegrate, fall apart, or remain motionless, He will continue to refer to you as His. Your power is not diminishing in any way. You're coming to the realization that pretending you don't require assistance is not the way to build your purity and genuine strength. Surrender, quiet, and connection are the foundations where it is built. Give yourself permission to fall into Him. That is not lack of strength. Yes, that is worship. When you climb back up, you won't just be strong, you'll be powerful. You will be complete. Not the one who is courageous, the one who has been healed, the one who is honest, and the one who has been remade by God. It was before you learned to breathe that you learned how to hustle. You linked value with productivity in your actions. Moreover, at some point in time, success turned into a disguise for the sake of survival. Now, however, God is putting an end to the race that has been dragging you down to the dirt. He's cleansing your spirit from the effects of performing. You are exhausted because of this. Because your soul has been running for years without taking a Sabbath, not because you are weak, but because you have been running. In your life, God is putting a heavenly stop sign in front of you and telling you, you don't have to earn my love, just receive it. It is not enough for Him to educate you how to achieve, He is also teaching you how to dwell, not simply how to do. How to be known, rather than only required. It is no longer an option to perform this reset. In light of the fact that burnout is not your portion, it is vital. The state of panic is not your fate. You are not designed for routines of unrelenting effort, rather, you were made for rhythms of relaxation. During this period of peacefulness, God is dispelling the myth that your worth is determined by the amount of work you accomplish. It is being replaced with the truth by Him. Even when no one is around, you are adored. However, once your spirit has experienced this type of grace, you will never be able to go back. More will be produced with less resources. Despite the fact that you will move more slowly, you will have greater strength since you will no longer be driven by terror. The path of peace will guide you. Exactly, it is the direction in which you were going. You were in possession of affirmations, plans, and dreams. But it seems as though everything is suddenly off track. The familiar ground you once walked on has disappeared, and you are no longer sure where you are. You are not lost, I want to reassure you of that. There is a change in your path. This rearrangement is not a kind of punishment. It is a form of defense. We are on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and your action makes the difference. Subscribe, like, and comment to amplify the mission of Chosen Archangel. Divine GPS is recalculating your path in order to get you to your destination with fewer scars and more strength than you would have otherwise. Despite the fact that you can have the impression that you are straying, heaven is actually operating with precision. You are not taking the quick cut, rather, God is guiding you through the picturesque road. In light of the fact that there is anything that you need to collect along the path. There are things that you would not have learnt if life had gone according to your plans, such as wisdom, discernment, and endurance. What appears to be a delay is, in reality, a diversion that fate has taken. Forget about attempting to retrace outdated maps. You are now in a different environment than you were before, yet the journey you were on accomplished its purpose. It's okay if something that used to work no longer matches your needs. This is an example of growth. It is not God's intention to make you confused. He is attempting to liberate you from thinking in a linear mode. The path of life is not a straight one. A spirit-led unfolding is taking place. Furthermore, this turn of events in the narrative is when he rewrites the conclusion into something more significant. It is not necessary for you to have a complete picture. All you need to do is have faith in the turn. In reality, every indicator that indicated that you were going in the incorrect path was God's way of saying, "Let me lead now." You haven't failed. You've just shifted directions. You may be following a path that appears to be foreign, but it ultimately leads to a place of rest. Sounds like your voice, your true voice, the one that has the power to transform spaces, alter atmospheres, and breathe life into areas that were previously lifeless. It will get back to you. However, in order for it to regain its power, it must first go through a period of silence. In order for your voice to be reborn in truth, God is inviting you into a season in which He eliminates the noise that is surrounding you. Excessively long. It is from the wounds, the expectations, and the survival that you have spoken. You have acquired the ability to communicate in a manner that satisfies other people but stifles your own goals. But at this very moment, God is cleansing your tongue. Your tongue is being touched by Him in the same way that He touched the tongues of the ancient prophets, destroying lies, shame, and self-doubt. When you do communicate again, it won't be a simple conversation. It will be a change of character. It's possible that you don't intend to say much at this moment. That is all right. It is not nothingness that the stillness is. Incubation is the key. New revelations, new languages, and new levels of depth are being downloaded by God. It is not that you are losing your voice. You are understanding the genuine tone of it. It will not reverberate with feelings of insecurity until it is time to surrender it once more. It will carry the presence of heavenly authority in its resonance. Prepare to go. When you recover your voice, it will not be weak or wobbly in any way. It is going to be incisive, holy, without doubt. Fear will no longer be a factor in your speech. In your words, you will speak freely. And the words that come out of your lips will not only shatter bonds for you, but they will break chains for generations to come. At this point, you have faced it. You don't mention things like betrayal, disappointment, or pain. Chosen one, remember this: heaven never sends a word without purpose. If this message has stirred your spirit, let it shine brighter. Press like so the light spreads to others walking in darkness. Subscribe to Chosen Archangel so you never miss the next divine revelation. And share your thoughts in the comments below. Your testimony may be the very spark that awakens another soul. Until we meet again, stay covered by the wings of heaven and walk boldly in your calling.